It's my vinyl update for November 2025. Hi everybody, and welcome to my vinyl update for November 2025. Fair bit to show you, some of which I've already shown on my channel over the last month, some of which I haven't. As usual, I'll start with the stuff I haven't. So these are all new and sealed, pretty much all new releases. One's been out a few months, but I will explain when we get to that. So first up, we have the new remastered and expanded version of Blondie's No Exit. So I have all of Blondie's albums up to all the, the original run, plus Pollinator on vinyl. So I wanted to add this to the collection. I do have it on CD already. But yeah, this was $34.99 from a slice of vinyl. And it's on special crystal clear double vinyl. The iconic 1999 album featuring Maria, No Exit, Nothing Is Real But the Girl, and rare and previously unreleased material and new liner notes. That's the gatefold. And the track listing. And on a proper crystal clear vinyl. The liner notes and a little booklet. And the second disc. This is the new Madness compilation, Hit Parade. So this came out in a variety of versions. Primarily, it's sort of two separate albums. So there's, Volume 1 is 1979 to 1986, which is 2 LPs, 4 sides. And then Volume 2 is 1992 to 2024, again, 2 LPs, 4 sides. They could be bought individually, or they can be bought together in a slipcase, and it works out slightly cheaper, which is what I did. Obviously, quite a lot of people would either already have compilations of the early stuff, so would just want one of the later stuff, or are only interested in the early stuff, wrongly, in my opinion. So, would only want the earlier one. Then, depending on where you got it from, there is not various different colour vinyl options, and version with a 7-inch single, which was, I think, available from their web store. Jimmy Barnes has that, so watch his last records roundup if you want to see that one. That's also on colour vinyl. That's red and blue vinyl, I think it was. Yeah, remember there's gold vinyl variants and I think some others. But I pre-ordered it through Slice of Vinyl for $72.99, and it's just for standard black vinyl. So Volume 1, it's nice velvety type sleeve, that's the word I'm looking for, and Madness Hit Parade is embossed and spot varnished, so a lot of effort's been put into it. And gatefold with the band, and then the sleeves have a track-by-track commentary by the band members and producers. Oh no, I lied, mine is the coloured vinyl. I've remembered that entirely wrong. So yes, this is red vinyl. So this, I believe, it's their 13th compilation. They've done more compilation albums than they have studio albums, I think. I have all the studio albums. There are a few tracks on here. I'm not entirely sure how many, but there are definitely some that were standalone singles. But it's also, you know, they are primarily a singles band, really, Madness, so it's nice to have it all in one place. So this is much the same except blue. Again, you got the spot gloss. And on blue vinyl. So yeah, a nice release. You know, would I have bought it if I had other vinyl compilations of theirs? Probably not. Or I might have just got, as I say, the second album with the later material. But wanting a Madness compilation anyway, when it was announced, I snapped it up. So this next one's a slightly interesting one. I find it interesting anyway. So when Girls Aloud released their Chemistry album, it came out around Christmas time, and they, on the CD version, there was a limited release with a Christmas album called Christmas Round at Ours, which is a mixture of brand new Christmas songs and a few classics. It is fantastic. It's one of my favourite Christmas albums. I was fortunate enough to buy it at the time. Then they announced, I think it was only in October, it certainly wasn't a long time ago, a CD standalone release of that album. I pre-ordered it through their web store, and then about 3 weeks later I got a message from Kieran at Slice of Vinyl sending a picture of the CD saying, do you want a copy of this CD? So I checked I could cancel the one from the Girls Aloud store, which I could. So I cancelled that and said yes please to Kieran, because obviously I want to support Kieran. Out of curiosity, about 2 or 3 days, I think I was checking what the release date of the album was. And I went on the Girls Aloud website to check, and all of a sudden they put vinyl copies up for sale, which Kieran knew nothing about when I mentioned it to him. So I ordered it through them. So this is Christmas Round at Ours. So it's 9 tracks. So it's got Jingle Bell Rock and White Christmas and Merry Christmas Everybody. And I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day. The classics. And then Christmas Round at Ours, Not Tonight Santa, which is great. Count the Days, I Want to Kiss You, Christmas in a Nutshell. The new ones, and then there's a Christmas party mix of Not Tonight Santa on here as well. But yeah, it is just a really, really good album. Done in a similar style to all the Girls Aloud reissues. So a nice little photo booklet. And then some sleeve notes as to how the album came about and the lyrics. And it's on a solid red vinyl. So normally each year I will buy one Christmas album to add to the collection. Otherwise, it's just too much Christmas music to listen to. I've already bought, as you will see, 3. And then I've got multiple variants of another one coming next week. Or later this week, rather. This is the second one that I've purchased. This is an EP rather than an album, but this is Taylor Momsen's Pretty Reckless Christmas. So Taylor Momsen, lead singer of Pretty Reckless, started her career as an actress, and she was in Gossip Girl, but she's probably best known for playing, you know, I think this is right, I've never actually seen the film, Cindy Lou in The Grinch, the little girl basically in The Grinch, grew up to be that not so little girl. And she's recorded this album with her band, so it's sort of partly credited to her, partly credited to them, hence Taylor Momsen's Pretty Reckless Christmas, as she is lead singer of Pretty Reckless. I say it's 6 tracks. So it's got the 2 songs that she sung as Cindy Lou, Where Are You Christmas and Christmas Why Can't I Find You, bookend the EP. I think it's just Where Are You Christmas she actually does as a duet with her younger self. And then the other tracks are ones she's written: I Want to Be Your Christmas Tree, Christmas Is Killing Me, Blues on Christmas, and When We Were Young. But yeah, this was through Slice of Vinyl, $26.99. Again, I've got the CD as well because I collect Pretty Reckless on both. Nice double-sided poster. And then we have the lyrics and the credits. And another translucent red. Definitely the colour of the month. You can understand it for Christmas albums. Red and green. Okay, so the next one, I have mentioned once or twice on these updates already, because it's an album that came out back in August or September, I think it was. August, I think. I pre-ordered it for a Slice of Vinyl. They ordered it from the supplier, and it never showed up. So I went in, you know, said, I'm really sorry, it's not come in. I said, okay, I'll pick it up next week. Went in next week, no, it still hasn't come in. So left it, you know, and every week that I went in, which is most weeks. Any update? No, sorry. They'd found out through record store WhatsApp pages, but other stores had been let down and hadn't received it either. So eventually I gave in basically and ordered it from the artist's website, together with a CD of the album. And I'm waiting, so I check on the status, and the vinyl was fine. They had in stock, but they were waiting for supplies of a CD. So eventually, start of this month, or start of November, they finally turned up. And this is Belinda Carlisle's latest album, Once Upon a Time in California. So this is 10 classic songs. It's a covers album, basically. Anyone Who Had a Heart, If You Could Read My Mind, One, Never My Love, The Air That I Breathe, Time in a Bottle, Superstar, Everybody's Talking, Get Together, and Reflections of My Life. It is on, what do they call it? California Sunset coloured vinyl. And very nice it is too. But yeah, bit of a rigmarole getting that one. Reissue 20th anniversary edition of Alicia Keys' Unplugged album, titled Unplugged 2.0. No, it's not 2.0, Unplugged 20, ignore me. Includes 2 unplugged tracks available for the first time on vinyl, How Come You Don't Call Me and Goodbye Stroke Butterflies. So I think they were edited out of the original vinyl release to keep it onto 1 disc, but now it's a 2-disc set. So this only got a proper release in the States, but Amazon UK was selling it, but it shipped from the US. Just black vinyl. But it was the one album of hers I didn't have on vinyl, so I had to grab it to complete for now, till she releases something else. My Alicia Keys vinyl collection. This was a bit of an impulse buy while I was in Slice of Vinyl. I knew it was coming out, but I have so many versions of this, one way or the other, that I wasn't going to get it. But when he was showing the new releases the week it came out, which I think was the first week of November, I saw the price and I thought, oh, sod it. Because it was only $23.99, and this is the soundtrack to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I have the fuller version of this, which has got some extra tracks that aren't on this album, already on vinyl. I have this on CD. I have lots of different recordings of the Rocky Horror Show. So that's why I sort of wasn't intending to get it. But this is the 50th anniversary edition on red in gold vinyl, 180 gram. Includes a handwritten session diary and previously unseen photos from producer Richard Hartley. So it's made in Poland, but it's really thick card, like American releases tend to be. Yeah, so that's the sleeve, the, what do they call them? Session diary. And the exclusive photos. And then, yeah, it's sort of a translucent gold with a blood red splat in the middle, which also was part of the appeal. And then finally, for the stuff I haven't already shown, oh no, tell a lie. No, ignore that, there's 3 more. This was hiding the other 2 on the top. This I hadn't realised was coming out, but again, Kieran showed it in last week. No, week before, 21st. It was the same day as Anthology and Ram World in a day. In the new releases video, and it was a no-brainer. This is Monty Python's Spamalot, 20th anniversary edition of the Broadway cast recording. I have it on CD. I think the version I've got is the UK touring cast version. So I, if I'm remembering rightly, I haven't got this cast recording anyway, but I would have got it regardless. So the hype sticker, this was $45.99. It's double album. You've Got Grail, Tony Award winner, Best Musical, Grammy Award winner, Best Musical Show Album, first time on vinyl, pressed on Holy Grail Gold vinyl, including a never before released track, The Cow Song, new essays, rare photos, and general nonsense. It's a really nice package, this. So gatefold sleeve, a bit of spot gloss on the title. So then in the front, we have the first LP. It's pretty translucent with the light through it. I know it doesn't look like that on camera, but it's the nice, what I call the real gold vinyl, rather than the dirty brown that they call gold sometimes. That's it for the front half. But in the... Oh yeah, no, that's right, okay. I knew there was something there. So the gatefold, actually that side of it is a booklet. It's sewn in, firmly stuck anyway, with lyrics, lots of photos obviously, credits. Welcome to Camelot by John Dupre, who co-wrote it with Eric Idle. Monty Python's Spamalot on Broadway by Lawrence Maslon. Article about how it came to exist. An excerpt from Eric Idle's Spamalot Diaries. profiles of all the nights, as I say, lyrics, more profiles, and then full credits and some information about the Cow song, the previously unreleased song. Yeah, really high quality. And then the second disc in back. Yes. So really nice package. Reissue of the Darkness's second album, One Way Ticket to Hell. It's $28.99, pre-ordered through Slice of Vinyl. So they bought out this plus a 4 CD set, which was only a similar price. I think it was $29.99 for a 4 CD set, which I thought was really good value. You know, it's got it's nicely packaged in a proper booklet and everything. You'll see it in a future CD video. But that's all they've released. Unlike when they did Permission to Land, when they brought out a single vinyl, coloured vinyl variant, then the CD box set, which also had Blu-ray or DVD, I can't remember which it was, in it. And then the audio contents of that were replicated in a vinyl box set. This time they've just done a basic vinyl plus a CD box set. Fairly straightforward vinyl reissue. So they call it Hellfire Vinyl. And that's what it looks like. Holding it to the light, it is slightly translucent and slightly marbled, which isn't visible without the light shining through it. I was a bit disappointed. For Hellfire, I was sort of expecting, like, you know, red and yellow splatter or red and orange splatter or something like that. So I was a little disappointed when I opened it, but it's nice enough, and it's a colour, a particular hue of colour anyway, that I don't think I've already got. And then finally, so they put this up for pre-order from a Slice of Vinyl a couple of months ago, and I was considering it to be my Christmas album for this year. We listened to a track from it in store, and I liked it, so I was still considering it, but I never actually pre-ordered it. But then they put it up last week on the new releases, and I said, you know, does anyone want a copy? And I said, yes, please. And Emma said, yeah, I knew you would. So this is Xmas Done Got Funky by Jimmy Jules and the Nuclear Jimmy Jules and the Nuclear Soul System with Jackie Spencer. 70s Mutated Mistletoe. Take cover from his Deadly Xmas Funk album, cut by cruel crooner Jimmy Jules, devastating diva Jackie Spencer, and backed by the venomous Nuclear Soul System. Released on Jules' Jim Gem label in 1977, the record vanished in disco's mushroom cloud, achieving grail status and inspiring a Sharon Jones holiday album in the fallout. Silent Night, Soulful Fright. Yeah, so the one track that I listened to, I love that inner as well. I listened to, it was really good, so I'm looking forward to listening to the whole album. Nice crystal clear vinyl. Okay, so that's everything I have already shown. I will quickly whiz through the rest without going into any significant detail. We have the Super Deluxe reissue of Matt Berry's album from earlier this year, Heard Noises, which has half-speed master of the original album, a 7-inch picture disc of bonus tracks, a 12-inch of remixes, and a 12-inch EP of bonus tracks, 12-inch of remixes, and a 7-inch picture disc of a couple more remixes, plus huge book, signed picture, some posters. I've done an unboxing of that separately. We have the new remaster reissue of Prince's Around the World in a Day, which again I've done 2 videos showing all this off. So this is for 1 LP white and blue marble vinyl. This, I've had to put this in a separate bigger sleeve because it doesn't fit in a any of my standard sleeves, so it's a bit ungainly, unfortunately. But this is the 3 LP version with all the B-sides and 12-inch mixes. And then this is the picture disc, which was a Prince Store exclusive. Then we have my Record Store Day Black Friday pickups, which includes the 7-inch singles box set of Around the World in a Day, which is for 4 7-inches that were released at the time, plus a new one. Very Best of Delight 2 LP set. Where's that gone? I've just realised I'm missing something. Bear with me. The Talking Heads, Tentative Decisions, Demos and Live. LP plus 7-inch. And I'm subject to 7-inch. There it is. Alicia Dixon Chargy. So those were my Black Friday pickups. Again, did a separate video for them. And in fact, the Around the World in a Day box set has features in both that and the second Around the World in a Day unboxing. And then finally, the big one, Beatles Anthology Collection 4 title set, 8 LP set, which again, I've done an unboxing for. So yeah, an expensive month for me, November, but lots of cool titles there and some nice looking vinyl as well. Still some bits coming out in December. We'll see what else I get. But thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks.